Go ahead, Mac.
What's going on? What's going on, guys? It's back with the Fantasy Fanatics. You got your guest right here. I'm Big Mac.
Big Mac.
Your normal
Big
guest.
Mac.
The guest with the introduction.
Yeah, they threw this job on me. You got Spencer and you got Nathan, your normal guest and your normal host. Whoops. But today we're going to be going over our personal fantasy league, and we're going to be going through each and everybody's team and talking about who we like, who we don't, whose teams we think are favored, who teams suck, and they need to make a trade ASAP. But
let's do it.
Yeah.
Should have got Big Rob on. We should have got Big Rob on here too.
Oh, that'd have been a lot.
Legend.
I think he hates us though. All right, y'all ready for the first team?
Yeah.
Yeah, who we starting with here?
We'll start with the worst. Herbert, Clyde, Chase. Wide receivers are stacked. Tight ends are stacked. But the running back situation just is not what you want.
I really don't know what he was thinking here. I'm not going to lie.
We didn't really go over how are we going to rate teams? How are we going to rate teams? Like 1 through 10, or are we going to give them like a grade rating, or 1 to 100?
I think a 1 through 10 is pretty good.
Yeah, just rate them on scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, I'll put all the notes down real quick.
That works.
Yeah, so 1 through 10.
I like Herbert. Really can't go wrong with that pick. As quarterback. I think quarterbacks fell really late in our draft. Let's see. He got him in the fourth round. Oh, well, he took him early. That's probably why he has no running backs.
Yep.
I think CEH is going to suck this year. I think he's going to be a committee. I'm not going to lie. I don't even know.
Jarek McKinnon might be the one you want.
Yeah, he's the receiving back for them for sure.
So I think he
Chase
went
Edmonds,
Cup first, and then Kelsey, Allen, Herbert, Amon-Ra.
That's
maybe Kelsey.
Ugh. Not a fan.
Did he take Kelsey in the second, and then Allen third, fourth Herbert, fifth Amon-Ra?
Yep, Kelsey in the second for sure.
I don't know. Team
I just think he has way too many receivers. Way too many receivers. Especially James Cook really didn't show much in that first game versus the Rams. He still has potential, but I mean they really had a committee down there with Moss and Cook and Singletary. He didn't really impress me especially with the fumble I think he had.
First touch.
Then he has JD too. This is a non-PPR league.
Yes,
like when Brian Robinson comes back, JD is going to be a third stringer.
So what kind of trade, if you had this team, what kind of trade would you be making? I'd be trying to get rid of Amon-Ra.
Yeah, I would be packaging Amon-Ra and Tony, or Amon-Ra and Hopkins.
No, I was going to say, I'd try and trade Hopkins for the name bait if it was him. He's got that name value. Maybe I'd wait a couple weeks until Hopkins starts coming closer to returning, and I'd try to make a trade using Hopkins. What's a running
back?
I don't know. He might get really lucky. I don't know. He might get lucky. Irv Smith might pop off. I know a lot of our league is struggling with tight ends. He might get Irv Smith to pop off, and he can either trade Kelsey or Irv Smith.
Yeah.
Put Hopkins with that and get a running back if he's lucky.
What's an actual running back he can target?
Breece Hall.
I was actually thinking him, but
either someone like him or
go after Cam Akers.
Oh, I think that's so risky though. I'm not a fan of Cam.
I think Cam will be better than his two running backs he's starting now.
What about packaging them together for someone like Zeke? You think you could get Zeke out of that?
I don't think the Zeke owner would accept that.
Yeah, I'd at least shoot my shot.
What percentage snaps I was worried about Zeke when I was drafting. What percentage snaps do you think he'll get? Do you think it'll be a 60-40, 75-30?
75.
75-25?
I think about 70.
I don't know. Do you know how big he looked in the training camp?
Man, he got lit up in one video I saw.
Yeah, that with Bradley Chubb. That was funny. Honestly, a rating for this team, Keenan Allen. I love Keenan Allen as receiver. I've had him the last 2 years in our league. Solid 10 points per game, but he's getting old.
What we'll do is we'll combine our 1 through 10 ratings, and then it will be like a whatever out of 30.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay. All right.
Who wants to start?
What's a minimum for a playoff team? Saying a 6 is a playoff team?
Yeah, I'm giving this a 6.5. Or probably a
So you
sixth.
think no. If you get a 6, that means you're making the playoffs. I would give him like a 4. If a 6 is a playoff team, I'm giving him a 4. I think he has potential, but it's boom.
Yeah, like
he's not making the playoffs.
What's the lowest rated team? Probably like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, we'll do 5. 5 is the worst. 5 is the worst.
Well, then why don't we do 1 through 5 if 5's the lowest?
I don't. I'm cool with whatever.
I think we'll do
because I still think his receivers and tight ends will win him games.
I do too, and Herbert.
True.
Yeah, like
I like Chase. I like Chase Edmonds. I'm not gonna lie. I think Chase Edmonds is very underrated this year. I think he could legit finish with the QB1, wide receiver 1, and tight end 1. Like I don't think that's that far fetched.
Possibly.
And I think that just wins you games alone. So while I don't think he will make the playoffs, there's like a chance that he finishes like a top 5 team.
I'm going 7 out of 10.
I'm going 6 out of 10.
I'm going 5. I think he is. It's very boomer bust, but I think it's more bust.
So 18 out of 30 for him.
Okay.
I think that's way too high for him. I'm not gonna lie.
Mac
I think that team is trash.
Team.
I think it's trash.
All right, Nathan gave him a 7 out of 10.
I just think he's like very top heavy. Just he needs to find a running back. If he gets one running back, like I think it's a playoff.
I think Chase Edmonds is serviceable. But I agree. He needs one more running back.
Off to Jack's team. Rodgers, Fournette, Montgomery, Jay Jets, Mike Evans, Darren Waller, Miles Sanders. He's got Tony Pollard, Tyler Lockett on the bench.
That is a solid squad.
Solid team. Yeah. Miles Sanders, a little scary. I actually really wanted to target him in the draft. Kind of slipped right before I was able to pick him, but
I think his bench is incredibly weak.
Yeah.
I like Lockett, but other than that, I 100% agree. Marvin Jones.
Tony Pollard is a nice handcuff, but like I see the last 5 being droppable players by week 3.
Yeah.
Like if he dropped one of the top 5 or one of the bottom 5 right now for like a flyer, I wouldn't even hate that.
Jacoby Myers, maybe. He's pretty consistent last year. If he gets a little bit more target share and maybe some touchdowns, I think Jacoby Myers could be all right.
Yeah, Burkhead's a nice handcuff too to Dameon Pierce. I don't mind Burkhead.
But are you going to start Rex Burkhead if Dameon Pierce goes down?
That's what I no. That's the one thing I was talking to another league member was Grant was there's such thing as good handcuffs and bad handcuffs. Tony Pollard is a great handcuff. If Zeke goes down, Tony Pollard is getting 90% of the snaps. And same thing with Alexander Madison and Dalvin Cook. But when we get to Grant's team, he has Chuba Hubbard with McCaffrey goes down. Chuba Hubbard is not getting 90% of the snaps. He's going to split him 50-50 with another running back.
And he sucks.
Yeah, I think Rex Burkhead is that kind of that way. I think he's not going to get all the snaps. I think he's going to be 50-50 with another guy down there.
As the McCaffrey owner, I don't view Chuba Hubbard as the handcuff. I view Deontay Foreman as the handcuff.
I agree.
Because I think Chuba sucks.
Yeah.
I loved Chuba coming out of college, but he is not good.
It's not going to translate well.
Yeah, but
we like the Baker holding. Do we like the Baker holding on to Baker to try and screw us over people who didn't take quarterbacks?
I mean, that's a flyer. That's about the only flyer he has, really.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one, honestly. If you have somebody like Rodgers, I would have punted on somebody like Tua or Trevor or Justin Fields, somebody with more upside than Baker.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's holding them just to screw over people who waited on quarterbacks. Like someone who doesn't have a good quarterback.
Spencer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Justin Jefferson, I think that was his first pick. I think that's a great pick.
Yeah.
Very high wide receiver, top 5 wide receiver, I think, this year.
After taking two wide receivers pretty early, he ended up with like good running backs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Darren Waller.
Darren Waller, he's got a lot of mouths to feed over there in Las Vegas, though.
He's so good, though. Waller's a stud.
Dude, Waller let me down last year. I'm not gonna lie.
I love.
He had like an insane week 1 where he got like 18 targets and then like got 18 targets the rest of the year.
Yeah, he struggled. Lenny, do they have any other running backs up there? I know they had
Rashad White.
Yeah, they have Rashad White, but he's just like
It's gonna be the Leonard Fournette show.
Think so?
Yeah, I think he'll play like 80%.
He finished last year strong.
Yeah,
he finished last year really strong.
Came into camp looking real strong.
I really like Montgomery though.
Montgomery. Yeah. That's the question is the Bears going to be good enough to be able to run the ball late in the game? I think that's a big question mark there.
Yeah.
They realistically could only be able to run the ball in like the first quarter.
Yeah.
Montgomery, last few years, he's a second half fantasy football fiend. I traded for him last year or 2 years ago, and he popped off second half of the season.
I'm a big fan of him. I think he's a complete back. He's getting at least like 80% of the snaps. I don't see why you can go wrong as RB2.
Is Tariq Cohen up still there? I know he tore his ACL.
Khalil Herbert.
I know Herbert's up there as well, but I don't know Tariq. I think they might have cut Cohen. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's insane that Tariq Cohen isn't on a team right now.
Yeah, he tore his Achilles.
He tore his Achilles in practice, yeah.
That sucks.
Did you see the video of that? That was wild.
Yeah, you just see that
he
pop.
Planted and just grabbed it, and it was shocked.
That's so sad.
To rate that team, that's a pretty solid team.
Yep. I'm going 7.5.
I'm saying 8. I'll go 8.
Going 7.
I think it's in this league. There's 12 teams. 8 make the playoffs. I think this is a comfortable playoff team. Very well done, Jack.
Yeah.
You could argue that it doesn't have like a bunch of high ceiling players. Like they're a bunch of high floor players, but like not a bunch of players who could finish as like, you know what you're getting out of Fournette. You know what you're getting out of Montgomery. Justin Jefferson could be the wide receiver 1, but you know what you're getting out of Mike Evans. I think there's a cap on Darren Waller and Miles Sanders. I just don't love Miles Sanders.
Yep.
So a very high floor team, in my opinion, just not a high ceiling team.
I love his team name.
I bet Rob loves it too.
Yeah.
When I saw Robbie get CeeDee Lamb this year, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Fit with his name perfectly again. Got CeeDee last year, really let him down.
You kind of knew it was coming with this profile picture, though.
Yep.
All right, let's go over his team.
Joe Burr.
Eckler, Josh Jacobs, CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, T.J. Hawkinson, Elijah Mitchell, with Rashad Bateman, Ramondre Stevenson, Kenneth Walker, Jahan Dotson, Pickens, too.
I like his flyers on his bench.
Oh, my gosh. I wanted Bateman so bad. So bad. I think he's going to be great this year. I think he's wide receiver 1 up there, which is not saying much compared to their other wide receiver room. But I wanted Bateman really bad, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of him. I just don't think that's going to be a very heavy passing offense. But I think it's a good flyer to have on your bench. You're not forced to start him. You kind of see what you get from him. But I don't love Josh Jacobs, but I
agree.
You could argue that Elijah Mitchell is probably better than Josh Jacobs, and Josh Jacobs is his flex.
Yep. I love getting Eckler, too.
I do like getting kind of the rookie back there in Las Vegas, the Zamir White.
No, Grant, we have not done yours. I don't know. I don't know what he is on the list, but we're on the third team. We've done Rob's and Jack's, right?
And Jerome.
Grant, you're 2 from now. You got my team and your team.
Yeah, I love his receivers with CeeDee Lamb and A.J. Brown. They got massive upside. Plus, you said, you got Bateman, and he's got Dotson on the bench as a flyer too, which I love. I would try to get him.
Yeah, I think A.J. Brown is kind of scary to me. I know last year he didn't do much. I think his name value is a little bit higher than what his production has been, at least last year for sure. I'm interested to see how he works out in Philly.
Do y'all think he went to a better quarterback than Ryan Tannehill?
Yes.
A passing quarterback? I think Ryan Tannehill.
Yes, but I still think it's still a run offense, is it not?
I think Ryan Tannehill is super underrated. He had a bad season last year, but he had 2 productive seasons before that.
I think he sucks. Personally, I'll say it. I think he sucks.
I think he's average. I think he's serviceable. He's a game manager, not a game winner.
He's very good at saying, "Here, Derek, run that way."
But y'all got to remember, he sorted A.J. Brown. He supported A.J. Brown 2 top 15 receiver seasons.
Yeah. I think that's more A.J. Brown supporting himself.
You think so?
I don't know. I kind of agree with Spencer here. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, we're talking to someone who thinks Jalen Hurts is going to win the MVP on the bottom here. So.
I do not think he's going to win MVP, but I think he's got a chance to QB1 in fantasy.
How do you guys like Kenneth Walker down there? Do you guys think he'll get any? Do you think he'll steal the starting role, or do you think it's even worth it since Seattle's going to be so bad at Nathan?
Well, let me answer this question here, Spencer. Yeah. Seattle will be incredibly dog shit, and we will not be able to run the ball past the first quarter. Kenneth Walker, I think he's great. I think Rashad Penny's great, but they're going to be probably capped because, we've got a incompetent quarterback.
Yeah. The worst thing is the defense is so bad too, and they're not going to be able to keep them in games.
We have the best linebacker in the league, Jamal Adams. Just play.
How many first-round picks did y'all give up for that guy?
All of them.
Yeah.
No, but I think our safety combo of Jamal Adams and Quandre, I think that's really slept on. But Jamal Adams plays more like a linebacker, and so Quandre's just left back there to fend for himself. And it's just gonna be deep ball after deep ball. And
that's that reminds me of the Chiefs. What was it last year when they had Tyrann Mathieu and Sorensen? And Sorensen was just getting torched back there, which I think he's an average safety back there, but it was always Tyrann Mathieu playing in the box and Sorensen just getting beat over the top. And there was tons of videos of Tyrann Mathieu just turning around and being like, "What is happening back there?" You're leaving him out to dry. You're like,
nope.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be very similar to that.
Well, I don't love Josh Jacobs and Elijah Mitchell, but they're not bad. It's like an RB2 and flex.
Yeah.
If I had to grade this team, I like the receivers. I love Eckler. I love Burrow. TJ Hawkinson.
He's kind of
he was really highly rated last year and kind of let everybody down. I give this a solid 7 out of 10.
I would go.
I think it's slightly worse than Jack's team that we just did because of the bench. I like the bench on this one.
Okay.
So I'm saying
7 I would agree. I'd give it another 7. I think it's very comparable to Jack's team.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go 7.5. I think it's just a notch below Jack. I gave Jack an 8. I think it's just a little bit worse.
So Jack finished with the 22.5. This is a 21.5, and I think it's just purely off the bench.
Yeah.
So next we got Big Mac, right?
Big Mac.
Mike Oxlong. Love it.
With the beer.
I'll go ahead and say this and blow Mac's head up. I think Mac has the best team.
Oh my gosh! Don't even.
Mac's nibbles just go hard.
Bro, when I got Dalvin Cook fell to me at 9, I was pretty happy. I wanted Mixon, I wanted Najee Harris, but when Dalvin Cook, I can't really complain about getting Dalvin Cook at 9. And then Chubb, I think people are way too low on Chubb. I understand they don't have a quarterback, but that means they're going to run the ball. They didn't really have a running back last year, and Chubb did fine, and the line didn't get any worse.
Well, actually, going through this, I don't think Mac has the best team anymore. The tight end is just so weak, kind of like my squad. And I really love your 3 wide receivers that you have on the bench here, though.
And Melvin Gordon. I love the Melvin Gordon.
Give me 4. Give me 5 wide receivers. I think Brandon Ayuk, I think it's very boom or bust for him with new quarterback. Maybe he'll get a better connection with Trey Lance up there.
That's non-biased there from Grant.
Yeah. Not that I'm facing him in this week and he owes me $10 after he loses or anything. But
are y'all betting $10 on your matchup?
Yep, we got $10 this matchup and $10 next matchup. That's in the air depending on any of our players get injured. But he decided to pay for my buy-in this year since he's gonna lose to me twice.
I'll say I like Mac's team a lot. I'm not a big fan of Antonio Gibson. Everybody knows how I feel about that one. Not
a fan of Gibson either.
Yeah, I picked Brian Robinson because I think when he comes back, Gibson will be going to the bench.
I am a huge fan of Gibson.
Really?
He let me down 2 years in a row. No more of that.
I love Antonio Gibson.
What did he finish last year? I thought he was very, very solid last year. He finished 10.
But Mac, we were talking about snap percentages earlier. I think there's a legit shot that Antonio Gibson without Brian Robinson plays 50-50 with JD.
Yes. Really? JD plays all third downs, all 2-minute drives. It's so frustrating.
It's very upsetting for a Gibson owner.
I had to deal with it 2 years in a row.
He's still productive. If he doesn't fumble, he'll still be productive though, and there's 50% snaps he gets.
Well, that's what I was really struggling with this week was, do I play Antonio Gibson or do I play Jerry Jeudy? Or do I move Pittman to the bench or DJ? A lot of people think Pittman really highly of Pittman this year.
I like him.
I'm really hoping he shows out this year. DJ is just solid 1,000 yards every year.
Yep.
Touchdowns suck, but 1,000 yards really can't complain.
I think that'll change, by the way. I think DJ Moore will get more tuds.
I think so too, especially with Baker. A little bit better quarterback.
I'd keep your starters like they are.
Yeah.
I mean, but the Broncos are going to put up like 67 points on Monday night, so Jerry Judy is bound to get one of them.
I just hopefully, that's the other thing. But I just hope they don't take their foot off the gas. I like Juju. Hopefully, he can come back to his rookie year performance. I like Ayuk, another solid receiver bench. He really let me down last year. I was really scared to take him this year, but ended up taking him. Melvin Gordon. I don't really know what I was thinking there. Really hoping they either split 50-50 again or Javonte goes down.
Yeah.
Devontae Parker, wide receiver 1 up in New England. I think he'll be all right this year. Maybe their big tight end or big touchdown target. Handcuff Alexander Madison. Isaiah Likely. I'm hoping he is the Baltimore wide receiver. Just like he pops out. They play him in the slot. And I hope he is the best wide receiver up there, even though he's a tight end position.
Yeah, you're banking on 2 tight end sets a lot. He looked good in the preseason, I got to say. He looked really good.
Exactly.
Really good.
Yeah, I'm hoping they play him at the slot or outside.
Yeah,
but I am banking on tight end sets. But they're going to be running the ball, so he could be a blocker, and then they could do a lot of play action. And
yeah, very true. He's a big dude.
I think you might have 2 backup tight ends, so congratulations.
Who's Miami got up there?
I don't know. They run like
Dalton Smythe, Adam Shaheen. They're loaded.
They run like 3 tight end sets.
Oh, yeah.
I had Gesicki before. He sucks.
I'm just hoping he gets some touchdowns. Big, because they got really small wide receivers. They got Hill. They got Waddle. Just hoping these are touchdown targets. Really, all I'm hoping there.
I like Russ where you got him. Didn't you draft him as like the 9th or 10th quarterback?
Yeah. I got him in the 8th round, actually. 8th round, sorry.
Yeah, I'd probably give this team.
I'm a big fan. I think this is comparable to Jack's. I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, I was gonna give it an 8.
I think this is a playoff team.
I agree with Spencer. My tight end is definitely weak. My flex, I really wanted a running back in my flex this year. That's why I reached on Gibson, you could say. I got Judy as a backup, so it's really not that bad. So I agree with an 8.
So Mac takes the lead, 24 out of 30, with Jack in 2nd, Rob in 3rd, and Jay will remain in last. Drop a spot every time we do a team.
We got G Money's team.
Is there any
G Money?
What if
Will's
Jay
team. Will
takes
Will
right now?
Oh my god!
I haven't really looked at Will's team.
Oh, we will.
Good old Granner.
Yeah, G Money, Granner.
I don't know why.
All right,
Stafford.
I will go ahead and say that I really like his running backs, but he doesn't have many of them.
I agree. I hate his wide receivers.
He has Naeem Hines and Matt Breida as his backup.
Just nobody. Hey, don't say anything about his bench receiver that needs to be starting. Just don't. Hey, let him loose. Just let him deserve it.
I don't think.
Cooper or
I think Chris Godwin might play like 40% of the snaps this week.
No,
I think he's a little hurt still.
I would not start Godwin in a heartbeat.
Grant says 9 out of 10. Not with those running backs there, buddy.
I think Grant. I agree with Spencer. I think he's got great running backs, Jonathan Taylor and Saquon. But I think his handcuffs are atrocious. This is when I was coming back to good handcuffs and bad handcuffs. Matt Breida is not getting.
I don't think he's a handcuff. I don't think Matt Breida's a handcuff.
I think he sucks. He's so old. I don't think Naheem Hines. I think he's going to be great. I think Naheem Hines is going to play a lot this year with JT.
Yep.
I think he's going to be like a utility kind of person, but I don't think he's getting all the snaps if JT goes out.
He is an injury-prone running back or injury-prone in Saquon Barkley, somebody who seems to always miss the field, and he doesn't have a backup running back, so he's kind of screwed.
Yep. He's got 5 legit receivers. Like he's got to package 2 of them and get a running back.
I would trade Darnell Mooney and Amari Cooper for just a running back who plays football. Somebody who sees the field 50% of snaps or more.
I'm not a fan of think back to Amari. I think his wide receivers are actually very weak, in my opinion. I told him about this. I think DK, who the hell is going to throw the ball to DK? How is that ball going to get from A to B?
I think
they're
Chris
handing it
Godwin
off.
is his wide receiver 1, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree
I
with that.
100% agree.
I don't think that this week. I think Chris Godwin could be his 5th best wide receiver this week. I am not high on Chris Godwin this week, but he's going to be his wide receiver 1 this year.
I know Spencer last year was a big Mooney fan. How do you think about Mooney this year? I know he's their wide receiver 1 up there, but
I dropped him in like week 2, and Robbie picked him up. And
I love Mooney.
I think he's very. What is,
And I love the
5th?
fact he's got Mark Andrews too. Like,
Yeah,
that's
Mark
solid.
Andrews is solid. I don't know. Likely might be taking his spot soon.
what's the
This
bottom
is
of his bench look like?
Trash.
no running backs.
Trash.
Yeah, Grant, what were you drafted for here? I mean, were you drafted just if you need a 10th wide receiver? Just grab. I mean, how many wide receivers does he have here? 3 in the starting 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, everybody.
You guys think
needs 8
Elijah
receivers.
Moore is starting in the flex? Do you think that's?
I would play Godwin there this week, honestly.
I know Nathan's not a fan of Elijah Moore.
I think he's all right.
I
but
had him
I
last
think
year.
Godwin's
I was
better.
really hoping for a pop off, and he didn't do nothing. And I think there's also a lot of mouths to feed, and I think a lot of people forget that Corey Davis is up there.
and Garrett Wilson was drafted.
Garrett Wilson is drafted. They got C.J. Usman or Osman, whoever it is.
Uzomah?
Yeah. They got him, and they got another tight end as well up there.
They got Brees Hall, RB1.
Michael Carter. Like, there's a lot of mouths to feed. And Kai Beckham went down, so their line's still weak.
And their backup offensive lineman, 38-year-old Dwayne Brown, is now going to head to the IR most likely. So
Yeah, that they just signed. Yeah, that was tough. I'm not gonna lie. That was
Getting Seattle's trash. Gotcha.
Yep.
yeah, when you're picking off Seattle's trash, then you know you're in a really bad situation.
Mhm.
But
What do you guys think about? Wait. What do you guys think about Stafford? I think Stafford has that elbow injury. I think last year he let me down towards the end of the year when I was making a playoff push. Stafford kind of worries me. I know
I'm going
one
borderline
game.
top 10 quarterback.
I think he was facing the best defense in the league last night.
It's true.
And I don't think he's completely used to A-Rob, so he was just forcing the ball to Cup. So I think better days are ahead.
I still think he's borderline top 10 because of no rushing upside. I mean, I bet on over 1.5 yards of rushing on Thursday night, and he had 2 yards. So
Hammer.
Who is? I don't know. I guess I have him. I think he's borderline top 10. I think he might be outside the top 10 at quarterback. But
10 to 12 maybe.
Now that Nathan says that, I do think I do agree with that. The Bills was the best defense in the league, and I think there is better days ahead. But I would still be a little cautious with him too.
I think people are overreacting to this whole arm fatigue situation. I mean, it could very well be a real thing like week 9 or 10. But I think who's he face next week? I'm predicting a big bounce back game. Let's see who he faces.
He faces. Oh shoot.
Oh, Atlanta.
Oh, absolutely. Jesus.
Oh, man. Grant.
Oh, and Jonathan Taylor gets who play? Oh, wait, no,
Jacksonville.
that's next week. Jacksonville. Who does he play next week?
He plays
John.
So
Unlucky John.
feel bad for John.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ranking this, I think his receivers a week. I'd give him a 7.5.
I'm giving him a 7. Running back is a awful situation for him outside of his top 2.
Yeah, I don't love the depth. If he makes a trade, it can definitely get better. I'm gonna give this a 7.5. I like Andrews.
One of you guys probably know this better. What's like the snaps usage of Jonathan Taylor in college? Was he overused in college? Like, is he like
In
bound for
college?
an injury this year? Yeah, is he bound for an injury this year?
Oh, he played like all the snaps in college.
Yeah,
Wisconsin used the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd be a little worried about JT going down, especially with how much they use him. Especially and Barkley. Barkley fucking tripped on his own player and rolled his ankle for like.
People act
was
like
out.
Jonathan Taylor is now the most durable running back. He's played 2 years, and Derrick Henry. I mean, people are saying he has injury problems. Last year, people were saying Derrick Henry was the most durable player of all time. So any running back is could get injured anytime.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're getting the ball 25, 30 times a game. I mean, an injury could happen anytime. So if you're drafted based off injury, then what are you doing?
Kenny's holding the tight ends.
Kenny is very bad.
Think so?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this team.
I don't like Damian Harrison at all, and he has no other running back. Oh my gosh,
Scroll down.
Atrocious. That is atrocious. I thought he had a solid team other than no other running back. That is awful. I think AK is going to be pretty solid this year,
Yep.
as long as he doesn't get suspended.
as is Devontae and Mahomes. Like he's kind of top heavy. He doesn't have any depth. He's got like all the receivers in the whole league.
Yeah,
He's
and
got
tight ends.
And a couple of
Titans.
He's got like two. I mean, he's got like 3 mid tight ends.
Yeah.
Not starting the best defense in the league.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
That is wild.
But like, I kind of agree with him. I mean, you're not going to start against the Super Bowl defending champs.
Sure.
Hey, to his credit, he does have the best kicker in the league.
He always has the best defense and the best kicker.
Did you know that this home opener was the first time the Super Bowl champions was the underdog?
Who needs backups? They don't score points.
Yeah. What were you saying, Mac?
That the Rams were an underdog this year, and that was the first time since 2016 that the Super Bowl champs were underdogs in Week 1.
Wow.
Do you know who that team was? 2016.
The Patriots.
Nope. Good guess though.
2016.
Oh, Carolina against Denver.
Yep. So it's Denver because Peyton Manning retired.
Yeah.
So they were the underdogs.
I remember they beat Denver beat them by a point in that game.
Oh, that was painful. That was hard for a Panthers fan. I think his team sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Coming back to the Adam Thielen. What are you thinking? Man, he only gets touchdowns. Also, he's old.
I actually like Adam Thielen this year, with teams showing a lot of coverage on Justin Jefferson, and the new head coach getting there is more offense oriented than Mike Zimmer, their old head coach.
It's true.
Yeah, but can you probably drop Adam Thielen like week 3?
He does have a history of dropping really good players, like if they have one bad game.
Yep.
How do you guys like Robert Woods? You think he'll be able to do anything this year over on the Titans?
No, Tannehill sucks.
He has both Tennessee receivers, so
yeah.
One of them's
wasn't he
hit,
last
right?
year? Didn't he have somebody? Was it Kenny that had Julio and AJ Brown, and they both did nothing?
Yes,
Yep.
He did draft both Tennessee receivers.
He loves him
last year.
some Tennessee receivers.
Grant says Kenny 5.5. I am not arguing with that.
I'm gonna give Kenny
I don't know.
6.5.
I think he could still upset some teams. I think he has a fairly solid team. Like you got Patrick. You can't go wrong with Patrick Mahomes. AK will be fine. Devontae Adams will be fine. Jalen Waddle will be he has a lot of boom potential, obviously. And I think Damon Harrison, if he gets a touchdown here and there, I think he can win a couple games.
I know it's crazy to say, but I think his defensive kicker could win him some games.
Yeah, I think I think he could be fine.
Like if the Bills face a really bad team,
dude, what if Kamara gets suspended?
Then he's screwed.
Yeah, he's done. He's done.
If he was doing our punishment, he would be over.
So I'm going to give him a 6.5 with Nathan.
Oh, that reminds me. We still gotta determine our punishment for this year.
I'll give him a 7 because I think he's better than whoever that last place person was.
That is Jay. So we are
giving a lot of 7s out.
First place is Mac. Second is Jack. Third is Grant. Fourth is Rob. Fifth is Kenny. Team J is 6th. Like I said, every time we add a team.
João.
Did you tell him his team's pretty bad?
Yeah, João, seu time é merda. All right.
What
he'll see this when your team is shit. All right, so this is John. # not a threat.
No, I tried offering J.K. Dobbins for Herbert. He said no. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He texted me about that. He was like, "Yeah, this already started." I was like, "Yep." I warned him. I was like, "Dude, you have 2 quarterbacks. Spencer will hit you up."
I didn't offer him J.K. Dobbins. That'd be pretty stupid. Lamar, Joe Mixon, James Conner, Cortland Sutton, Mike Williams, Dallas Goedert, Brandon Cooks, Cordero, Chase Claypool, Garrett Wilson.
I'm not gonna lie. I like this team.
I like this team. I think it's solid. I really don't see any weaknesses.
Except maybe flex.
Yeah, I'd be a little worried about starting Brandon Cooks.
I mean, what if Cordero's like that?
I wanted Cordell. I almost drafted him instead of Gibson. I was going to go Patterson over Gibson.
Wow, Nathan, you stole my tweet.
About what?
About what if Cordell's Cordell again?
Oh. Well, he got.
I think James Conner is actually a very, very, very slept on running back this year, but he could just have another last season in Pittsburgh type year and just do nothing.
I love his receivers. The Cortland Sutton and Mike Williams, Brandon Cooks,
Mike
taking
Williams,
a flyer on Garrett Wilson. Mike Williams is stud.
Such boomer bust. Cortland Sutton, I don't know why he's such overhyped over Judy. Like that was his first wide receiver taken, and I got Judy on my bench, and I think they're.
I think
even.
Sutton is the best receiver there. I think Sutton's shown that he's good. I don't think Judy has shown he's been good in the NFL.
Who's got on his bench?
It is
Claypool, Wilson.
I like the flyer on Fields. I love the flyer on Wilson. Mark Ingram is a decent handcuff.
Noah Fant is droppable.
Spencer, you want him?
Honestly, I mean, he'd honestly maybe hit my lineup.
I'm gonna give this it's between a 7.5 or an 8. I like his team. I'm gonna give him a 7.5 just because he's a little weak at running back.
I'm gonna give him a 7.
I'm gonna give him 7.5.
7, 7.5, and 7.5, correct?
Yeah, I was gonna give him an 8, but he has Cortland Sutton and I have Judy, so I can't give him an 8.
Yeah,
Mixon, I think will have a solid year this year, but he is. I mean, I know there's a lot of talk about injury-prone running backs, but I think Mixon always misses a game, at least 1-2 games, which I think.
I think James Conner is also injury-prone too.
I do.
Yeah. Oh. Who even is their backup? Is it still
and did they keep Darryl on the roster? Did they keep Darryl Williams?
No.
Well, everybody.
He's in Atlanta, right? Or am I crazy?
That's Damien.
Damien. Oh, yeah, you're right.
All right, guys.
You'll see Damien here on the bench here in a few teams.
Do we really need to go over this one? I mean, this is just solid.
Tight ends.
9.5 out of 10.
Where?
So this is the best team in the league.
What position did you have here, Spencer?
He picked 5th.
5th? Who the?
That's what I'm saying.
McCaffrey fall to 5.
Yes.
Who let the best running back in the league when healthy fall to 5? And he got a quarterback upgrade. Oh my gosh, dude. This hurt me so bad sitting at 9 watching McCaffrey fall to 5.
Yep.
I never expected it. In mock drafts I did, McCaffrey sometimes fell to 5, very rarely, when people were auto picking and he was ranked like 7th. I didn't take him because I didn't think it was an option.
What was our order? Let's see if we can kind of.
It was Grant, Will,
no.
Robbie.
What was taken? So he took
JT, Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, Cooper Kupp, McCaffrey.
Cooper. Oh my gosh.
No, I'd argue Eckler.
I don't know. It's Robbie. It is Robbie. He took Eckler.
Good.
What is he doing?
But yeah, McCaffrey.
I think there's an argument that you need to take McCaffrey over Henry too. Like I think
I'm not mad at Henry. I mean, he was lapping the field last year.
I
was in the kitchen with Will and Robbie talking about this when Spencer. I can't remember if Spencer was over here yet, but I was like, y'all are just gonna let McCaffrey ride, and they were both like, yeah, he's gonna get hurt week 2, and we're gonna be partying.
I think Spencer. Okay. I think Spencer made a great point, and I think everyone in fantasy should take this to heart when you're drafting next year. I guess because you guys suck this year, you can't draft off injury prone. You draft for the best possible player, and I think like Spencer made it. That is like a great point. You don't draft versus injury prone unless you're drafting like a JJ Watt who genuinely is injured every year. But we don't draft defense, so it's not our problem.
Grant, the Bears fan says Cole Kmet is bringing your ranking up from a 6 to an 8. Y'all did him dirty in the tight end rankings. I think I ranked him like it's the tight end 17.
They're gonna get absolutely smoked by San Fran. They're not gonna be able to move the ball at all.
I don't know. You think?
San Fran's defense is nice.
You guys are high on Trey Lance, though.
I scored the same amount of touchdowns as Cole Kmet last year.
Yep, me too. We were out there just grinding.
So he did not score any touchdowns, and his situation didn't get any better with that offensive line being brutal.
Is Jimmy Graham still up there? I knew Jimmy Graham was there last year. Is he still under contract with the Bears?
I don't think. No, he retired like a year or 2 ago. I thought.
Let me see who the backup is.
Did Jimmy Graham play last year?
I thought he did.
Yeah, I think he did play last year.
They used to destroy the Panthers. Hate that man with a passion.
That guy was so good with New Orleans.
Yeah.
And Seattle.
I like the Romeo Doubs. I know Rodgers just came out with a statement saying Romeo Doubs has played well this year, but I didn't like what he said. He said he's been playing well, but he said he does what he does in every camp. which is kind of concerning because if he's good every year in camp, then why isn't he not getting playing time?
I think Romeo Doubs won't be on my roster in about 30 minutes. I'm thinking about dropping a player for him.
You need a tight end.
I really don't know about your quarterbacks. Famous Jameis and Kirk Cousins. I like Kirk Cousins. I had him 2 years ago. Very serviceable. He's not going to win you a game, but he's.
I'm not sure about my quarterbacks either.
Yeah,
I like all of the running backs and receivers. Like I think they're all great picks, but the quarterback and tight end is just gonna. I think it's gonna really.
It wouldn't have been a problem if when I came up in the 11th round that people were taking backup quarterbacks. I had Tom Brady. Right.
Yeah,
there.
you did this to yourself, passing up on these people for players like Olave or Gallup or people like that.
I think Olave is not going to be good.
We have a question from Adam who says, "What's up, guys? Quick question, and I'm in a 12-man full PPR league. I have both Kittle and Kmet. Shouldn't start Kmet this week considering the groin injury. I think he means
Kittle.
Yeah, I don't think Kittle will play.
Yeah, he's definitely out.
He was listed as questionable, but I think he didn't practice once this week after suffering the injury on Monday. And even if he does play, if Kittle does play, I'd still start him.
He says he's doing everything he can to be on the field Sunday. So,
would you play him if he's active?
I mean, it's George Kittle.
Bears? Yeah, against the Bears as well.
But there's a legit shot that he could go out there and play 30% of the snaps.
Yeah, I kind of was Spencer now that I think about it. Also, they're a run first team. They're gonna be playing the Bears. I'd probably go with Kmet there.
Kmet's probably safe.
Struggle. He's gonna be on the field more. You have more potential.
Could George Kittle's worst game result in Cole Kmet's best game? I mean, there's a chance.
Pretty wild.
I am not a Cole Kmet fan. Someone who is starting him as we're looking at it right now, but I'd probably play Kmet. Yeah. Just because Kittle has not played a bit of practice since Monday. I'm
not going to lie. Someone I am a little worried about is Aaron Jones. I know that might be – I think they have a great running back in A.J. Dillon sitting behind him.
Well, if that's the case, I could just play A.J. Dillon.
Yeah, but it sucks having both of them. They take away from each other.
You don't know who to start. Yeah.
It's kind of like Grant's situation, but his situation's a lot better with Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines. Jonathan Taylor's so much better. But I could see this being way more of a 50-50, which kind of sucks.
Agree. I totally agree. That's why I was really scared to get Dillon.
I see. Spencer's got tons of depth here at running back and pretty good wide receiver depth too.
I always wanted to do something where you get AJ Dillon and you get Aaron Jones and you just start them both, and maybe you trade like a Pierce and Dobbins for a.
Well, no, Damian Pierce is my RB1. Let's make that clear. If I could move him above McCaffrey, I would. Damian Pierce is the next Walter Payton. I am here to say it. I am sick of staring at these quarterbacks and tight ends. Let's rank my team and get on with it. Wait, I have a pending move.
I like.
Oh,
we're gonna see some of his completely just.
What we got?
I said that to Nathan last night.
Did you really? Oh my god!
I think you're getting some real good value there.
Darren Waller, breaking news: massive bag, 3 year, $51 million.
Going back real quick before we rank this team. I don't know why Spencer's so high on New Orleans here. He's got the quarterback. He's got Olave. He's got Michael Thomas. He thinks New Orleans is the Super Bowl. Yes.
Trying to get Adam Troutman. I'm really going for the whole Saints offense.
There you go.
I think this might be a little biased. I think Michael Thomas could return as a top 10 wide receiver.
He could. I mean, it's potential. I don't think it's likely, but I think he could.
You teach him
Seacock
routes back in.
What did you just say?
Hey guys, would you start Josh Jacobs or Elijah Moore in half PPR as flex?
Elijah Moore.
I'm going Josh Jacobs. I always start running.
Yeah, I think Josh Jacobs. I think they're playing the Chargers.
Hold on. You know what scares me about Josh Jacobs is they played him in what was that game? The Hall of Fame game. He started the whole Hall of Fame game and was returning punts. What starting running back is returning punts and starting in a preseason Hall of Fame game?
Antonio Gibson.
Yeah. I would roll with Josh Jacobs. I think he's got a better chance of finding the end zone.
I am going Josh Jacobs also.
And Joe Flacco.
Who do the Jets play? Oh, yeah, you're right. Actually, no, I changed my mind. Josh Jacobs. You got Joe Flacco?
They play Baltimore.
No, I'm Josh Jacobs.
You want to hear something crazy? Joe Flacco started one game last year, Elijah Moore's stats were 8 catches, 124 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Elijah Moore.
That's a
Back on
fluke.
Elijah Moore.
That's a. I would no Jacobs. I would go Jacobs.
Go Jacobs.
All right, we've been sitting looking at this bad team too much. I am giving myself a 7.5.
I'm going 7.5. I think 7.5.
I don't know. Well, I would listen. I would go 7.5 because I think he has great depth and great team, but he needs a quarterback. He needs a tight end. We talked about that. But I don't think anyone's trading Spencer. I don't think Spencer gets a trade off this season. I don't think.
I tried offering AJ Dillon for Cam Akers, and didn't even get. I didn't even get a response.
Listen, Spencer, feel free to send me some trades. You need something? Maybe we can work something out here.
Yeah, you'll decline it. So I'm going with a 7.5.
I say 7.5.
I'm going 7. I don't think he gets.
I know what. Screw y'all. I'm going with an 8 because Damian Pierce will be the new GOAT. So 22.5 for me. I'm sitting at like 3rd or 4th. So disrespectful. Thank you, Seacock Sports, for the question. I just wanted to say it again.
Seacock.
How would you pronounce that? CKAC.
CKAC.
No, we got to make it a word.
Okay.
Imagine he's another fantasy guy, and he's getting a question to answer another one of his fans' questions.
Yeah. He's just the middleman.
He's taking a poll. Yeah.
Unsolicited DAC picks.
Oh,
Gotta love those.
What am I doing?
What are you doing? Do you not pay your internet bill? All right.
The internet is working awfully slow. I might need to contact Spectrum.
Holy, what a team we have here.
I'm a big fan of this once
I
Kirk comes back.
actually don't mind the team, except Christian Kirk sucks.
We like Cam Akers.
Who's got on the bench?
My computer is about to die.
Y'all
gonna need to talk this out.
Yeah, go get your charger. Ooh, Trey Lance on the bench. Okay, J. Rob on the bench.
I like holding Trey Lance. I like holding quarterbacks hostage from Spencer. I love that. We got bricks for hands. Robbie Anderson down there.
Yeah, bricks for hands. I love the Gabe Davis at wide receiver 2. Tyreek at wide receiver 1. Love it.
I think
is Gabe Davis his wide receiver 2?
Stop. He might be wide receiver 3. Alan Lazard. Rogers Lazard 2024. Make Packers great again.
Christian Kirk. What do we think about Christian Kirk?
He's a flyer.
Against Washington.
He's got a lot of upside.
I think Christian Kirk sucks.
I think he's an okay player, but in like the perfect situation for him.
Is it too unpopular to say start James Robinson over Kirk?
I would not. I just want to see what they do with James Robinson because he's coming off an Achilles.
So, I think Kenneth Gainwell could eventually become the starter in that offense too. They hate Miles Sanders.
Yeah, they don't ever give him the ball. But to be fair, they don't give like any of them the ball.
Yeah.
They just split it up. And they also got Boston Scott.
He only plays against the Giants, and he'll go for 250, 2 tuds.
How are we feeling about Cam Akers? How are we feeling about Cam Akers?
Overreaction, biggest overreaction. If he didn't play on Thursday Night Football, he'd still be rated as an okay running back. If this happened at Sunday on a 1 o'clock, people would not be blowing it up.
He got no snaps, and that is scary to me. But I agree. He is coming off a big injury.
They said he wasn't running full speed in practice. So, I mean.
Yeah, also, what really confused me was I really thought he would be fine this year. I almost drafted him, but because last year at the end of the playoffs, he was talking about coming back in the playoffs, making a run in the playoffs.
Yeah, he did. He did came back week 18.
I thought he looked all right. I thought he looked pretty good.
I thought he looked like dog shit.
On Thursday, he looked awful. Did you see the video of where he blatantly let Matt Stafford get absolutely murdered? I think it was Jordan Davis just right up the middle, just letting him get killed.
Took him out.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
man.
I think the whole Cam Akers thing is an overreaction. I tried trading for him.
I think Kyler Murray's great.
Staying away.
Henry's great. Hill's. I'm interested to see how Hill plays this year. I think he'll be fine.
He might be the only one.
He'll be.
Oh, never mind. I see George Kittle. I thought he drafted David Njoku as his tight end one. I was about to be like, oh, somebody does have a worse situation than me.
I think his flex is a little worrying to me. I think he's a great team except for his flex.
I think James Robinson could become a top 30 running back.
I think there's going to be too many weeks where Tyreek has a bust week and Cam Akers has a bust week. But the rest of his team's nice, and Kyler Murray might have some bust weeks too without Hopkins. I'm going to give this a 7.
I'm giving it a 6.5.
I think it's a 7.
Going 7. I think that's a criminal rating from Spencer there. I think it's a 7.
So we went 7, 7, 6.5?
Yeah.
So 20.5.
I do like some of his bench players though.
I got to be nice to some of these
Let me
people
look,
so they'll actually trade with me.
Alan
Yeah.
Lazard. I like Alan Lazard, but the only one I like on his bench. Robbie loves his new quarterback. Robbie Anderson loves Baker Mayfield, I heard.
Didn't he say, like, please no? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm watching the stud warm up right now. Frank Gore Jr.
Oh yeah.
He had 200
They
rushing
play
yards last
Miami,
year.
right?
He had 200 rushing yards last week. I did not
Who
know
are they playing, like, for Scythe Tech?
No, they're playing Liberty, who is an awful squad. Tom Brady, Najee Harris, Zeke, Stephon Diggs, Terry, Zach Ertz, Kareem Hunt.
Dak on the bench.
As we went down,
MVS.
I liked his team less and less.
Love
that
that
how
he's holding
it always
three
goes?
quarterbacks.
Hey, Will is watching.
What
Spencer's
up,
just
Billy?
debating.
Wait, let's scroll down. Who's on his bench? This is my dad's team, isn't
I love that he's holding three quarterbacks hostage.
it?
Well, he
And the
did-
last one was auto picked.
And he got two kickers. Love that for him.
Yep.
Love that for him.
I tried offering
think,
Chris a trade, and he said no. So I didn't even offer him a player. He just said no.
I love his starting running backs and receivers. I think Zach
I
Ertz
don't
is
like
going to be good
Zeke.
value. I
I
think
think
Zeke.
Zach Ertz
I don't
is-
like Zeke this week. He's going to get shut down by Tampa, but other weeks
I think there's a
he'll be
legit
fine.
shot Zeke could have like 12 carries for 30 yards.
Yep, I agree.
Yep. I think Terry
Tampa's got
McLaurin's a
best
little
run
scary.
defense.
Terry McLaurin's
Yeah.
also pretty scary. I think he's very, very boom or bust there. Like just week to week, not just in a year long, but I think week to week, I think he's either 10 or 2.
Diggs
is-
is money though.
I think he has an awful flex situation.
Kareem?
I don't love Kareem Hunt, no.
I almost drafted Kareem hoping he'd get traded.
Yeah, I mean, he could legit get traded. What if he got traded to like
I was trying to think,
fucking-
who could he go to where he gets a
Buffalo.
starting position?
Oh my God! Imagine that man in Buffalo. Jeez.
Buffalo
back
has
to
an
the
awful
Chiefs.
situation.
Send him back to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Where else could he go? It would have to be a competing
Atlanta.
team that would trade for him.
Atlanta.
But why would Atlanta trade for him though?
Yeah, they're not.
But
gonna win.
what like competing team doesn't have a stud running back? Seattle? No kidding.
What if he went to Baltimore?
I thought about that too, but they have so many.
Yeah.
There's no way they
Baltimore would be an awful situation for him. You go to
have.
Philly.
Yeah. Philly's
Ooh,
not-
I do
yeah.
like that one.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, he just needs to get the hell out of Cleveland. So my
I
boy
could
Chuck
see
can
like
get all the
Tampa
snaps.
Bay trading for him and like running Leonard Fournette, Kareem Hunt together.
I'd
Oh,
like that as
God.
well.
What are we giving this team? I like it. I think it's top heavy. I'm gonna give this a 7.5.
I'm giving it a 7. I think it's better
I
than
think
Will's
he's
crap.
got good trade value with Dak and Tom Brady.
What do you guys think about Russell Gage, real quick?
He's gonna be rotating in and out with Julio probably.
I think he could
I
be the
forgot about
fourth wide
Julio down
receiver.
there. I forgot about Julio. I'm not gonna lie.
I think he
Do
could
you
be the
think
fourth wide receiver who plays 50% of snaps.
Yeah.
MVS?
I
Who do we
love
think
I
Kansas
love
City's 1
MVS.
and 2 are?
I think it's Juju and Hardman, but MVS is gonna be the third, and he's their deep guy. So
I think
He's so
Marquez
fast.
Valdes-Scantling is not a good player.
I don't think he's going to be startable. I think he's going to be serviceable for the Chiefs. I think he's going to be. I think we'll end out of 3 weeks. He'll have 10 points. Have a
he's
deep
like the
bomb
old
for 10
Ted
points.
Ginn. He's like Ted Ginn. Do you remember Ted
Yeah.
Ginn? He's
Love
exactly like
Ted
Ted Ginn.
Mac, what
Um,
are you giving this team? I'm giving it a 7.
It's 7s.
I'm going 7.5.
I might lean 7.5. I think it's going to win a lot of games, but I think he's going to lose early in the playoffs. I think that's what's going to happen.
22 out of 30.
I just think Zeke's going to kill him, and I think Terry McLaurin's going to kill him.
All right, let's make our way up. I think we only have 2 teams left. How long have we
got
been live
Jim.
streaming? An hour.
Jim's making a
Team
smart
Thunder
play this
Road.
week.
What is up with this name?
Jim has the highest playoff percentage. That is insane.
He did last year, too. That was the best part. And he made the playoffs.
I do not like Jim's squad.
I don't like
I
Singletary.
don't either.
Debo's scary because, again, a new quarterback. But they're going
It looks like he went wide receiver heavy and didn't get a good wide receiver. Besides Debo.
I like Marquise Brown this week. Rondell Moore's out, I'm pretty sure. Hopkins is out. Ertz is possibly out. I think he's
He
literally
could've-
the only one over there.
He could have got a steal in Darrell Henderson, though.
Yeah, but who's going to start Darrell Henderson? Like, nobody was thinking that.
Jim might have to.
Holding that Pat Fryman.
He's got the Jets RB1 apparently.
Hell yeah.
I like the
Which
Rachaad
is
White
crazy.
flyer.
I like Jalen Tolbert.
But this,
I
this
think
team
Jalen
just-
Tolbert's going to be Michael Gallup. Just always decent, but not good enough to start.
Hey, watch him out there. Javonte, Devin Singletary. Don't love that running back duo.
Yeah, no.
I don't like Singletary
Devo's
at all.
really good, but Marquise Brown and Hunter Renfrow I don't love.
Hunter
I love
Renfrow, I
Pitts this
like.
year.
I do love Pitts. Pitts, I think tight ends always pop off their second year. I mean, you can see that examples of Hawkinson, but I think Pitts will pop off. I wanted Pitts. I was going to take him.
He's got the safest player in fantasy in Josh.
I'm
Yep.
giving this a 6.5 out of 10.
Oh,
I'm
my
going
gosh.
7. I'm going 7.
I was not on the Josh Allen hype train until I saw him dunk on that dude and hold on to the ball somehow.
What do you mean you weren't on the Josh Allen hype train? What the hell's your problem?
Listen, he instantly gets minus points because he's your favorite player. But when I saw him dunk on that dude and hold on to that football at the end zone play,
This
my
man
gosh,
teabagged Jalen
insane.
Ramsey
Yeah, I did see that as well.
with a
Was he
smile on his face.
Was he actually doing that, or did he get his leg?
He was trying to
stuck?
pull his leg away, I think. Somebody was holding his leg.
But what if he was just
Yeah.
trying to hump Jalen Ramsey's face?
He has earned my respect if he was trying to do that on purpose.
What is y'all's deal with Josh Allen? One hasn't earned respect, and one's not on the hype train.
What? I love Josh Allen.
I'm giving this a 7.5.
I'm going 7.
I give it a 6.5. So 21 out of 30.
Yep.
But listen, I think he starts. I think either starts Michael Carter or Darrell Henderson. I mean, they're not great running backs, but they're serviceable. I think he starts either Renfrow or Smith at the flex, and I think he'll be fine.
All right, let's go to Nathan's shit team.
What's my playoff percentage?
What is
65.
65. What the
Okay,
hell is
we're
he
like
doing?
bang in the middle. Okay, I'll take it. I don't know how that's calculated. That's insane.
That's nothing.
Probably out the
That makes
final
sense.
standing projection.
What a team! Oh my gosh, I could not have picked it better myself.
What a crappy running back two there.
So
Rashad
Hurts,
Penny.
Swift, Rashad Penny, Jamar Chase, A-Rob, Dalton Schultz, Travis Etienne, Brees Hall, Brian Robinson, Drake London, Julio, then a few flyers.
Yep.
Holy shoot. Me and Nathan gonna have to talk. He needs a receiver bad.
I do not.
Hey,
He needs a receiver.
I have
I love
the
my
best wide
receivers.
receiver in the game, Michael Thomas. So one of my receivers is available.
He loves Nathan loves Michael Thomas. I heard he's a Michael Thomas fan.
He was
Especially
until
after
last year after he
Yeah.
BS'd.
Unbelievable. I
Michael
held on to him
Thomas-
till like week 8 and it was like out of
Michael
here.
Thomas might not play tomorrow. If he does not play, I'm dropping him. I'm not doing this bullshit.
I've been. You can look on our Twitter. I've been telling everybody trade for Allen Robinson. Like better days are coming. I think he's a stud.
Grant says, y'all giving every team just about the same rating. What kind of crap is this?
Because it's all the teams are good. There's like
Did you watch us rate Jay?
Yeah, you missed the first
and
one.
Kenny.
It's
Yeah,
because they
I
all are like they all have their boom potential because it's all week to week like who wins.
It's hard to
Like,
rate teams before the season starts because every team is pretty even until
You see who pops up.
you see how they play. Like if we do this in 6 weeks, it's going to be way a team could have a 15 and a team could have a 28.
Yeah,
All right, I'll
'cause
start.
if
I'll
you-
give it a 10.
That is no bias coming from
No.
Nathan. The running
I
backs.
don't like his running backs. I'm not gonna lie, or his second red receiver.
I've told him before I hate Brian Robinson. He loves Brian Robinson.
Yep.
I hope Brian Robertson gets shot again, so
Yes.
I can get
Oh my god.
so, get
Oh my god. Oh my god.
He did not mean that. He
Oh
did
my-
not mean that. To everybody watching,
in game.
Yeah, Mac's opinions do not reflect that of me and Spencer.
Oh,
if you were to ban anybody, do not ban us. We had him on as a guest and did not expect this coming.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
man, we
man.
just lost a viewer. I really hope they aren't going to report us. But he has 3 running backs who really have to break away. He has 3 running backs on his team who hasn't played a snap in the NFL yet. You're just kind of banking on them breaking away.
Yeah, I
And-
always go for upside. I always draft for upside.
and Seattle like with Rashad Penny, I don't like it's gonna be tough, especially with Walker up there also taking snaps, and I don't think they're gonna run the ball that much.
Penny's a stud.
I don't like the Penny one at all.
I think Penny has potential, but he's only had like 5 good games out of 60.
But they were like back to back to back to back to back. So
Nathan said, "Fuck you."
I've watched every game of Rashad Penny's career. I think he's good. He's like a fast, fat, like bowling ball.
Fast, fat bowling ball. I'm giving this a 7 out of 10.
I'm sorry, Nathan. I almost had to give you really low. I might give you to the start of the season. I'm giving you a 6.5, but I think you have potential to go.
I was expecting like 5 or 4 from Mac.
I really don't like. I mean, I agree with Allen Robinson might be better, but I think
I really like your wide receivers if Allen Robinson could turn it around.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Drake London has good potential.
Atlanta. I'm interested. I'm really, 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 really interested in Travis Etienne. And they're talking about using him like a utility player, like a can do it all, like a Deebo Samuel type running back, receiver. Like he'll do it all up there is what they're saying. So I'm really interested in him.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also very worried about him.
I'll be 10. I'm in first place. Like I will give this a 7.5. I mean I picked it. I liked it. I love my depth.
14. 21.
Like I don't necessarily think it's the best team in the league, but I think it's a comfortable playoff team.
All right, so let's go through our rankings.
Love me some
number
Jalen
1.
Hurts.
Hold on, y'all talk real quick. I'm trying to calculate this up.
Wait, did you not write them down as we went?
No, I did. I'm just ranking them, putting them in order.
Nathan, how do you think about Christian Watson for the let's go this way. What do you think Green Bay's wide receiver room's looking like? Who do you think's gonna stand out up there?
Christian Watson.
Think so?
I do think so. I mean, like, I thought that before I picked him up. I don't know how nobody or no, you dropped him, didn't you? Wasn't it you who dropped him? Yeah. You know, I saw that. I was on that shit quick. I was like, I think he's a stud.
I think I listen. I agree. I think he will be fine up there, but I'm really gonna be disappointed if he pops off. But I have so many wide receivers. I had to drop somebody, and I needed another tight end. I'm hoping likely just pops off, so I had to do it.
Now I know like what sent it over the edge for me with Christian Watson was hearing how Aaron Rodgers talked about him because he was asked about Watson and Dubs, and he talked about Dubs like a little bit, but he was like nonstop about Watson. So I was like, okay, maybe he really likes him.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he was like playing college football in the middle of like a potato farm up in North Dakota, but dude looked like a freak.
That's where Wentz played, wasn't it?
Yeah. Carson Wentz. Now look at him, starting quarterback.
Start coming back for 3 different teams.
Yo,
I think a sleeper. I think a sleeper for the Green Bay is good old Randall Cobb.
Oh gosh,
Randall Cobb. He might
can we get
old,
Mac off the channel?
But he is Aaron Rodgers.
Man's like 50. He sucks.
Still catching touchdowns.
Are you ready?
So
we are trusting Spencer's math here. This is a little sus.
Coming in 12th. I think we all know who it is here. Jay with an 18 out of 30.
Didn't even make 20.
Coming in 11th is Kenny. I think that was pretty expected too. 20 out of 30.
Shout out, Kenny.
Coming in 10th, Will with a 20.5 out of 30. 9th is Jim with a 21 out of 30. 8th, also tied with Jim, is Nathan with a 21 out of 30.
Playoff team, baby.
Coming in 7th is Robbie with a 21.5 out of 30. Coming in 6th is John with a 22 out of 30. Tied with John is Grant with a 22 out of 30. 4th, Chris, tied with them two with a 22 out of 30. I am also tied with them with a 22 out of 30.
Did you just put you put yourself at the top of that?
No, actually I'm a 22.5. Jack is tied with them with a 22 out of 30.
That's some Spencer math.
And then
that's what I'm saying.
Mac is first with a 24 out of 30.
Clearing away. Not even 23. I'm way and above with the 24.
So maybe Grant was right. Maybe we did give the same team the ratings. But I think they're all pretty close right now. Besides,
it also
Kenny
depends
and
on
Jay.
how you want to rate them. If you want to rate them for now is good now, I think mine's up there with good now. But I think Boom, like Nathan, I think is I agree. Nathan has the most potential in the league to absolutely run over the league.
I think Will's got a pretty shit squad too. So maybe you put Will in that same list of Kenny and Jay.
I love Will.
I'm hoping.
Don't worry, Billy. We'll help you and help you out. We'll take this year's Jonathan Taylor off your team again.
Yeah,
he still holds that against Mac, or not
No, he does. He thought it was he thought it was a fair trade when it happened.
He's like, dude, when it was happening, Jonathan Taylor put up 7 points a game. I was like, what? Huh? I was like, what?
What was that trade?
Jonathan Taylor for I don't know who.
I knew Godwin was in there, but there was another good. Oh, Godwin and Sutton, I think.
For Jonathan Taylor.
Hey, to be fair, this was early midseason.
I thought it happened week 8 or something like that.
I don't know if it was that.
It was when Godwin was putting up 15 a game, and then Sutton was 10 and 5 a game, and he had no receivers.
Jonathan Taylor was still 20 a game, so.
Yeah, he had Allen Robinson last year, so he really needed a receiver, and he also had another crappy receiver. That's the thing. I think a lot of name value. I think I'm really scared for the Eagles. I'm really scared for A.J. Brown. I do agree he can a quarterback upgrade, but there's a lot of people who throw the ball to in Philly.
I remember when I faced Mac in the playoffs last year, he had Jonathan Taylor, and he was facing the Patriots that week. And I was like, oh, we're fine here. And then he busted off a 60-yard run at the end of the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 30 seconds left, and then just whoosh.
I was like,
last year when I had – wait, was it last year when you had AK, or was it 2 years ago?
That was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago when he put up 56 fantasy points.
I got second the first year I joined, and I think I got third or fourth last year.
Let's go look at the league info from last year.
Oh, you can see it? Oh, history. League history. No, I got knocked out quick, apparently. I got 8. Yeah,
I want to see something real quick. I don't think you can, but I want to see the transaction. If you could see the transactions from last year. No, that's not where you go. Where would you go?
You can click on the people's names, probably. Yeah. I traded him, Cortland Sutton and Godwin on October 13th.
Where can you check that?
I just clicked on JT's name.
It's so nice not seeing Carson's team name up there.
Skull Sponges.
Yeah, that way we know Spencer's not just guaranteed win since he has 2 teams.
I think Spencer's guaranteed wins already without him.
Mm.
Can we check transactions real quick?
My team sucked last year. Yeah, can we get some more trades this year? Can we stop
I love trading.
I remember the first year I joined, it was somebody tried to trade Kenny Galladay for who was that?
Who was that, Spencer?
Corey Davis. Yeah, but that was a good trade because Corey Davis never did a snap, and Kenny Galladay had a great year that year.
I guess I don't know who that is.
Whose team was that coming off of? I don't remember. It's Carson. That was Carson.
Hey, can I make I talked to Grant about this. Can we have a first, second, third this year since we're upping the price?
I disagree with that take. I think the winner should take it all. I think second and third should be a bunch of bums.
We're not first or last.
And, we're kind of looking at the standings from last year. I'm not going to say much, just kind of look at them.
Hey, 5th place last year. RIP Trey White.
Hey, if you go look at the standings, one team made 12 moves, finished second. The other team made 105 and finished first. So even the inactive teams could be good. Holy cow, I made a crap ton of moves.
Well, yeah, you would pick up and drop the same players.
Yeah.
I think I already have 3 or 4 moves this year.
I think I've got 2.
Look at the point differential from last year. Just beautiful. Let's go look at the...
That's not the point differential.
Yeah, it is. Right here.
Oh, the average per game. I was looking at the totals. Oh, gotcha. Mine was -9. Let's go.
2020.
Smacked on.
Same result.
And Carson in the league again.
We need to end this.
Go to the trades. Go to
Hold
the
on.
trades.
Owen had a plus 16.5. Point
So I finished
differential.
4th and 5th the last 2 weeks.
That is insane point differential.
That year was the birth of the Waffle House Warriors. Down there at the bottom.
Down there at the bottom. What's this year?
The punishment we gotta come up with.
Also,
something.
is Robbie getting off with hot sauce? Are we serious about that? Is that happening?
I mean, it was a little weak. He did it over here at our house. It was a little weak, but
How is there no video?
no, there is video. I have video of it.
How did I not see it?
How can you go to past trades?
Just click on the person's names who got traded. Just go to my team and click on Jonathan Taylor.
Let's go look at that Kenny Galladay trade real quick.
It never went through.
I think
it got vetoed.
Oh, last year it did. 2 years ago it did.
No, I never went through.
He was hating life. It goes on for a while.
What trade did you do with old buddy who was
Grant?
in the league in 2019, Nathan? I want to see that trade.
Isaac?
Yeah. Was he in the league this year?
No.
No.
It was when I was working at the golf course. That was my third.
The year I got second, I had a solid trade.
This was before we
That's before we replaced Owen with Mac, I think, and I think that was the only move because Owen didn't really play.
Oh my gosh. I started Mitch Trubisky all year.
How do you see all this?
I'm clicking on my name. Just click on a person. Click on yeah.
We'll go with Grant.
Half Chubb.
Granter.
Well, that was the year I finished second. Man, I've been top 5 every single year. Just can't get it done.
Just scroll down. And then if you know they got traded that year, just click on their name.
Oh, go back if you can. Go back to the league where I was undefeated the whole season and then lost the championship game.
That's the league you traded with
Isaac.
Yeah.
Going back,
look at this.
Listen to my team. I started. This is the team that I got second place with: Mitch Trubisky, Josh Jacobs, David Montgomery, Tyreek Hill, Marvin Jones was starting for Detroit. I had Kelsey. I have Wayne Gallman starting in my flex for the Giants, Rams, and Ryan Suckup. I had Wayne Gallman and Marvin Jones starting.
What's up with Grant and Matt Breida? He had him in 2019. Dude, this team, all these players are legit.
Did you see who he had on his bench? The receiver on his bench?
DK and Philip Dorsett.
DK, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp had what?
That was the year he got injured, wasn't it? 19 or no?
Yeah, I think it was.
20.
No, he had an average of 11 points that year. Interesting.
Wow.
All right, that's it for this video.
That's it.
Wrap it up. Maybe
College
we can do
football.
weekly or every other weekly. We go through each other's teams.
We should. That'd be a good series to do. We get more and more people on. Imagine if we had half the league on here.
Yeah. Just people trash talking about, oh, I beat you, whatever.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That'd be great.
We get Grant, Will, Robbie, John probably do it.
I'm telling you right now, my team's going to be a 9 out of 10 next week. I'm writing it down. After Damian
Writing it
Pierce
down.
shows he's the next Walter Payton.
Just pencil it in.
All right, guys. Make sure you follow the socials. They're at the bottom. TheFFFanatics.com, TheFFFanatics3 on Twitter. Anything
Subscribe to
y'all
our
wanna say?
YouTube. Appreciate Big Mac coming on. We'll do it again.
We'll see
Yes,
you
sir.
next week.